Hello! What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Tezos-Artcast. Hope everybody's doing good. Diverted Mind already in the chat. Welcome. NFT Raider also in the chat. What's going on, y'all? Man, let me know if that sounds too loud or anything. Diverted Mind got the Addy there. Perfect. Thank you, NFT Raider. We got a nice giveaway coming up today. I'm very excited about it, and a great guest. Looking forward to that. Yeah, let me know if the background noise or the background music's too loud. Sometimes it's hard to tell. I'm forever getting my audio issues worked out. But anyway, if you haven't been here before, this is the Tezos-Artcast. Tezos-Artcast, where Femiki's in the chat. Hey! Tezos-Artcast, we like to just we welcome on artists, game developers, musicians who are using the Tezos ecosystem to back their art and games and whatnot with NFTs. So we're exploring that, and I mean, mostly we're just getting to know artists and all these different people, and kind of putting a face to the art and the creations. So it's a lot of fun. And then we also try to talk about we're going to start talking more about security as an artist and making sure you're keeping doing best practices to keep your art and Tez safe. So anyway, yeah, very excited to have our guest coming in soon. In the chat already, stoked. Yeah, so we're gonna get started soon, and yeah, let's see here. What else? It's been an eventful week. I've collected a bunch of stuff. I'm spending way too much, probably, for my little budget, but it's great just discovering artists. It's hard when you're hosting a show like this. Oh, I'm starting soon still. I don't want to start soon. I'm started. We're live. There's new platforms coming out. I'm meeting all kinds of great artists, like I said, and it's just fantastic. So very stoked. Let's see. I wanted to share some of the art we found this week that I got in episode 22. We've got, let me switch over here. And yeah, Femiki, just follow that link in Twitter at any point, and we'll get you in the audio room here whenever you're ready. But for now, I'm going to share some of this work that I found this week, because there's some really cool stuff. In the background, we've got Hen Radio, so that's cool. Got some. Oh, there I am. Oh, I'm there twice now. That's what I meant to do. Do 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 do. Woo woo. Awesome. So last week we had our first jamboree, which was going to kind of, the idea behind the jamboree is to have some artists share their creative process live here, and we had Alex Ayers in the studio, and she's one part of the duo that created Noise Deck, which is an awesome generative tool, which is what I created the cover art here in. So that's fun. I mean, it's so cool, and the tool is free. But I did want to highlight some of these, or actually, I'm probably going to highlight all of these beautiful pieces that we found last week. So I think some of them have audio as well, so I want to make sure to share the audio. But this is NFT Raider in the chat right here, releasing some really cool stuff. So this is Chop Chop. Oh yeah, that audio. Get that bass. Let's hear that bass again. Come on now. Where'd that go? Come on. Where'd it go? Play it again. Play it again. I love that bass, Raider. That's sick. Oh yeah. Chop chop. Absolutely. And then we also had Oliver. I just found him scrolling around. This is called Glasses. Nice little animation. I thought it was pretty cool. It's just kind of cute, fun, simple. Yep. So fun, little different. And then I found this series. This was probably my favorite character. I ended up collecting all of them because I was hooked. Crypto Legends. I don't want to do that. I want to do this. And it's different Brazilian cryptid creatures. And I love cryptids. Super creepy, super cool. And we'll check some more of them out a little later, but yeah, some cool artists. And that's from the project's called Crypto Legends, and so that's what it's listed under. And that was Corpo Seco. Really, really sweet. So yeah, I got Hen Radio on in the background, and Famiki's joining us in the chat. So I want to welcome the mysterious Famiki. Hey, what's going on?
Hello there. Thank you for inviting me on the show. I'm really happy to be here.
Absolutely. Welcome. We're excited to have you.
Yeah, me too. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm not used to talk about my art a lot. Because since before NFTs, I didn't have that many artists, fellow artist friends, or anyone really to explain process or to talk about art that much at all.
Sure.
So it just all started this year, kind of thing. So yeah, not really used to it.
Well, that's cool though. I mean, I think a lot of people are in that same boat where this is kind of given. I know I've met a whole lot of people that I wasn't formerly talking about art with, or kind of my creative process, or getting to know other people. So it's been a learning experience for me, for sure. So you're based out of Vancouver.
Yeah, so I'm in Vancouver right now, but I'm actually from France. I came to Canada around 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in Vancouver right now. But yeah, I've been planning to maybe move around later, but for now I'm there for a little while.
Right. And so growing up have you been doing, was art something that you have always been doing, like from like as soon as you could grip a pencil in your hand, or is it something that's come a little later for you?
Yeah, it basically came from a while ago. I mean, from the beginning, because my dad and my brother are actually in the art industry already. I mean, my dad was drawing comics, and my brother is also a comic artist. So
Wow.
I was kind of like in this bath since a baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've always kind of drawn here and there, but I was always kind of in the shadow of my brother because he was the prodigy of the family doing art, like the artist of the family kind of thing.
Right.
And I was, I'm the little sister, so I came later. So, but yeah, little by little, since I moved to Canada, I really started doing my own art like full time.
Right.
So I would say, yeah, I've been always drawing since I'm a child, but seriously, maybe for like 5 years.
Okay. Now, growing up in a family where, I memean, you said they were drawing comics.
Yeah.
Did you guys have like a huge comic collection at home?
I mean, yeah. So in France, I don't know if you know, like in Europe, there's a big like comic culture. It's different from the American one.
Yeah.
So maybe in America we have more like Marvel, superhero, kind of. I don't really know how to explain, but these kind of comics, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think
Big
I feel
comic.
like superhero kind of sums it up, where it's like action adventure all the
Yes,
time.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
In France, it's a little bit different. We really have another comic culture.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know, I mean, you probably know the Adventures of Tintin.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so these kind of things, so the writer of Tintin is from Belgium, but he speaks French. He's French. I mean, in Belgium, they speak French, so we have a big link with the Belgium comic culture too. So yeah, we do. So to respond to your question, we did have a lot of comics, but it was more like Uncle Scrooge, Tintin type of European comics.
Okay,
Even though
yeah.
Uncle Scrooge is not European, but I actually met one of the artists for Scrooge recently.
Oh,
And
really?
yeah, in a convention, and it was crazy. I didn't even know he would be there. And so he told me that, yeah, in America, it was harder to find fans of Uncle Scrooge. And non-DC or non-Marvel or non-superhero comics compared to Europe.
And now is that like is like Scrooge McDuck? Are you talking about like Disney?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Just wanted
So,
to make sure because I don't know. I'm not super. Um, I have my small world of comic book culture that I grew up with, but I
mhm.
like you said, there's a whole other world of it. So yeah, and I remember growing up with like Ducktales
Yes,
and
yes,
all
yes.
that. And that was like my Saturday mornings forever. Darkwing Duck, Ducktales, Rescue Rangers, all that stuff.
Yes, awesome.
But I do remember. I think I might actually have a couple of Ducktales comic books or Scrooge McDuck comics still to
Yeah.
this day. So
Well,
that was kind of more of the style that was prevalent. Is
yeah. I mean, maybe it's because I was a child and I was looking mainly in this part of the library,
right,
the kiddie type of comics.
sure.
My brother always had a lot. No, they did have a lot. My dad also have a collection and stuff, but I wasn't really interested that much in comics and until recently, actually. So maybe that's why you know, I'm not very knowledgeable on comics, like
Hmm.
except from Uncle Scrooge or the
Right.
European, more like for children, maybe. I don't know
Yeah.
if you can say that because it's targeted to everyone, but yeah.
Right, but
So yeah,
I think children are drawn to like I think that more cartoony style or
yes,
like a more
yes,
simplified style where it's lots of colors and you
yeah,
know bright, not a
definitely.
lot of subtlety maybe. Yeah,
Hmm.
but then that's interesting. I mean, that kind of makes sense though because I think when you are surrounded by stuff, it kind of it seems like the norm as opposed to something, if
Yes.
you don't if you have like I grew up in a very like conservative household and we didn't have cable TV. We weren't allowed to watch MTV. um a lot of movies, we weren't allowed to go and watch a lot of movies. So when I would go over to friends' houses and they would give me a mixtape or visit my dad on a weekend or something, he'd give me like a VHS tape that he recorded of like Comedy Central uh in these comedy shows that I didn't watch but I thought were hilarious, and I'd bring them home and they were like treasure to me. Uh,
Yeah,
uh
exactly.
so that I imagine that's kind of you find other treasures, other things are your treasures.
Yes, exactly. It's linked to your experience and what you've lived through as a younger person, and yeah. Then that's why for me, maybe I talk often about Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge as
Yeah.
if everyone knows, but it's
Right.
so yeah. I guess that was a little bit of an influence for me, but they definitely my brother and I mean, my brother mainly because I didn't live with my dad, so I didn't see him as often. But my brother definitely had a big library of comics that I would read a lot. And maybe now I took this for granted and thinking that it's not, maybe everyone went through this, but not at all, actually.
Right. What so when you're growing up and that's not kind of your primary
Hmm.
interest, what was getting you going like creatively? You said you were kind of always illustrate or always
Hmm.
drawing and stuff. What other influences kind of came into the picture?
Oh, um, well, I guess I was, interested by like fashion and maybe I remember drawing some like making up fake like whole magazines, with like categories and like
Yeah,
things like this.
right.
Um, and yeah, maybe I guess now I could say character design, but when I was a
Okay.
kid, it's more like drawing characters with clothing, different type of things and things like this. But I remember when I was younger, maybe like 10 to 12, I was drawing really like a lot. And then when I started going to like high school and getting a little bit older, teenager, I really kind of I wasn't really doing my own art at all. I went to
Yeah.
art high school actually, but we were doing more technical, uh, like I don't really know how to say, but it was more like design. For example, sorry, I'm really bad at talking.
No, no,
It
no.
was
You're
a
you're doing great.
it was a high school class where it's called applied arts. So it's more, for example, to become an architecture or to work in the architecture of things like this. So more knowing, how to draw perspective, how to draw like technical things. So
Sure.
it's way less of drawing your own imagination, things out of your imagination and stuff. It was way more orchestrated, and we had to do a lot of math and things like this. So I wasn't really good at this. So it didn't really lead anywhere, but it was still good
Right.
to have basics for, drawing. But
Right. Kind of maybe the same difference between like technical writing like for manuals or
Mhm,
white
mhm, mhm.
papers and code, and versus creative writing. You're gonna learn the writing either way, but
Yes.
the application maybe is not your favorite thing to be doing.
Yeah. Yeah. We can, yeah, that's a good comparison actually. And yeah, plus I was interested in illustration and kind of just drawing my own things, but graphic design and things like this weren't really up my alley. So that was more targeted for people that wanted to do this, but it was still good to learn things from
Right.
this. And now I have some basics for Photoshop and things like this. So that's what I got from this.
Right.
Hmm.
So did you start when you moved to Canada? Is that kind of was that a point when you started to do a lot more of your own work, or had you
Yeah.
started to do a lot more of that prior to moving? I'm just
Uh, I,
wondering if it was maybe like I don't want to get too personal on why you moved or anything, but maybe that there was
mhm,
like
mhm,
that
mhm.
was kind of a catalyst for some of that creative, like I'm gonna do my own thing, like.
Yeah, actually, I it wasn't like I moved to Canada after I actually went after my after graduating high school. I went to art university
Mhm.
in my hometown, but it was really laid back. It wasn't anyway. I just didn't really like it, so I only went for 2 months, and then I kind of just dropped it.
Okay, right.
uh, yeah, and so I didn't really do anything for a little while, and I wasn't in a great place in my life and mentally too,
Yeah,
so I decided to just leave
right.
for another country and see, maybe that would spark something, and maybe I could go on with my life and something, because I felt kind of stuck in where I was. So I actually found a little job in Canada, and I went. And I didn't restart art for the first year or so, but then I met my husband now, and when we started living together, that's when I actually started, because I had more time for myself. I had, you know,
Right.
suddenly I could, it was more stable, and I could focus on that for the first time ever. So
Yeah.
I really went all in, and I started drawing every day, all day long, for until now, actually.
Yeah.
So
And has
yeah, that
that has
was
that been a I mean, how does that feel like, I guess has it been really satisfying to kind of be able to make that transition and be able to be drawing a lot? Is there pressure there that's unwanted because do you understand? I don't know if I'm saying that
yeah.
right.
There's definitely is pressure. Well, at the beginning it was really hard because first of all, there wasn't. I didn't know. Obviously, I didn't know about NFTs. Probably that they existed. I mean, I don't know, in 2016. But
Uh-huh.
anyway, it was really. So anyway, I was just kind of just trying to um, get customers and get attention on social media by drawing all the time and
Yeah.
trying to make a business out of it. So there was definitely pressure because that's all I was doing. And if it doesn't, or like, it was really slow for the first like 3 years, obviously.
Right.
So that was really, there was really hard moments in this, but I couldn't see myself I mean, I did other jobs in the meantime, of course, but I couldn't see myself do anything else, full time and 100% than art. So even if it was hard, even there was moments I really wanted to drop it and the pressure was too much and I was like, it's never going to work. No one's ever going to like my stuff. Nah, nah, nah. But then the day after I would just be like, that's all I want to do. So I guess I just have to keep going anyway.
Right.
So yeah, it was hard at the beginning. I mean, for the most part, actually. But the reward is that you're still able to do what you want to do, your art, and then to get better. Also, that's a big reward to see that you're improving in art by doing it every day.
Absolutely. And I guess that brings up a question, and it's something that I've struggled with a little bit. Is from your perspective and your experience, did you feel comfortable sharing your art kind of right away? I guess I'm wondering if would you recommend artists who are kind of just starting out, maybe really feeling like they're developing, would you encourage them to hold back from sharing their stuff and trying to maybe sell it, or would you say that do you think people like to see that progression as part of the art?
Yeah,
I feel like I'm being very vague today. Like my question, like,
well, I kind of know. I mean, I get answers coming up, so that's good. You're not that bad. Well, I think, yeah, it's nice to share it. So concerning selling, I've actually seen this happen a couple times. People that are artists that are trying to sell their art and it's not working, so they're disappointed. But I want to say, maybe selling things that you are particularly extremely proud of, and then focusing on improving more, because I've seen a lot of artists trying to sell a lot and they get discouraged because it's not selling. It could be NFT or anything non-NFT things too, like commissions or merch, and they're getting discouraged because it's not selling, when rather before trying to sell, maybe they could spend more time on. But it's hard to say this because I don't want to be like like they should spend more time on training or drawing to get better until they can sell it. But it's always good to try to improve without necessarily a lot of pressure or anything, but just once in a while trying to get out of your comfort zone, try to draw something that you're not used to drawing, and that actually it does big progress. For me, at least, I've noticed that when I do this, I progress faster than when I just, spend time on something that I try to perfect that I'm not, happy with, or something that I'm used to do, or you redraw your comfort zone, drawing over and over and over. You're gonna get better in this field for sure. But then I realized that if you try to do things that you're not used to do, then it's gonna also make you better in the thing that you're used to do as well, and in the other one. So always, I would say, if the person is comfortable and proud of their art, and if they think that they would buy it themselves if they saw it somewhere for sale, then it's a good idea to sell. And no matter if you think this is if you're particularly proud and if you think it's going to sell and if you really believe in it, then yeah, of course,
Right, absolutely. I like that. I like that answer too, because I know that there are a lot of times where I'm trying to do something specific and it's not working, and I kind of hit a wall. and it's frustrating because I want it to get to that point of perfection, or just even just realizing the image in my head, and it's just not happening. And then maybe I move on to something else, and I don't necessarily have an intention, but something happens and all the elements come together, and I look at it like, yes, that's it. This is so great. And there's that sense of accomplishment. So I think, maybe like listening to yourself and recognizing those moments of what's that? Like, as though you were scrolling through something and like when I found something of yours for the first time, there's something that, what is that? Who is this? What's going on? This is awesome. Mr. Ginji in the chat says, how's it going? Awesome to hear Femiki finally.
Hey, I don't know if I can see the chat, but also I say Ginji. I don't know which one it is. Maybe he can tell us.
Mr. Ginji. There we go. And then NFT Raider says, you just got to find your niche, I guess. There's so much art out there selling out that's not even visually appealing. Just marketing, probably, he says. And I mean, that could be a big part of it too. And kind of touching back on that, if you don't mind me asking, what got you? Oh, Gingy, you are correct, Femiki. Weird nickname for being ginger. Haha. I love ginger, by the way.
Me too.
So Spoo, what's up? Spoo Twitch channel, SPU in the chat as well. What's up? Currently under my desk if response is slow. Oh, okay. Yeah.
That works.
Stay comfortable under your desk. If you got to hide out there, no worries. For whatever reason, you're under your desk. But I was going to ask, so you're on this like crypto, or this kind of art journey. 3 years, it's kind of feeling like nothing's going on, or that, you're just not, you're not doing what you had set out to do in your imagination, I guess maybe is a better way of saying it. And what changed?
So actually, I came in contact through Instagram with an author.
Okay.
Who he asked me if I had experience in comic making, which I didn't. But I had my brother and my dad.
Sure.
I never really did it myself. But I was like, I was kind of interested in taking anything at that moment. I really wanted to, connect with people and try new stuff and, push my skills and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, let's discuss about it and let's, work together maybe.
Yeah.
And so we did. And after eventually, like, I don't even know, it's a long journey that happened. So we ended up started working together with this author who's called James. And he actually had a whole epic story written out with 10 books.
Wow.
And he was like, let's do this. And that was a while ago, so I think I didn't realize the extent of the amount back then. So I was like, okay. And so we started doing that. And now so at the beginning I was really slow, because drawing comics is I had zero skills in that, and you have to be relatively fast too, and you gotta, so it's written out as a script, so I have to figure out what the panels are gonna look like, and then the colors and the lines and the thing. So that was a really big challenge for me, and we started doing that. And at first I was really slow. It took me like a whole year to make like 10 pages only.
Yeah.
And little by little I actually got faster, and that really helped me to like force myself, because it was, I had to do it. Like, it's not like I can just draw my own thing and then be like, oh, I'm tired of this, I'll draw something else or something. It's really like I have to finish it.
You got an obligation at that point to someone else. You're accountable.
And there's also some deadlines and things, so it's really like yeah, that was a lot of pressure, but it really helped to get better fast.
Yeah.
And also to make me, it was finally like an official, like more of a real job, more than
Sure.
just posting my art online. Like for now, I was hired, and it was professional. So I also boosted, a little bit of confidence in that way. And yeah, now we're actually still doing it, but we're on a break right now. But I'm way faster now. I can do 1 page a week.
Hey, nice.
But yeah, that really kind of changed everything in my art journey. I don't really talk about it that much because it's not really linked to my personal illustrations and stuff. But
Sure.
we're in a break right now. But I would definitely talk about it more when we restart and stuff. And yeah, I think that was a big turn in the art journey. This comic that we did, or that we're doing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'd love to have you back on at some point to talk more about that when that kind of comes to fruition, or when you guys get back into it.
Yeah, for sure.
And so when did you fall into the crypto crypto hole, the black hole that is crypto and NFTs?
Well, this year actually. Well, there's the pandemic, so we've been, inside. I mean, I don't know how the situation is for everyone, right? But for me,
Sure.
we've been inside, basically staying in every day, all day,
Yeah.
for a year and a half, something.
Yep.
Whew. But I moved in the middle, so that was a good little breath of fresh air.
Sure. Yeah, a little change of scenery, literally.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, so I had, since the beginning of the pandemic, I was just drawing voluntarily in the comic and my own pieces and blah blah blah. And so I actually have a friend from high school who was also working on who was also doing illustrations, and we were seeing each other on Instagram.
Yeah.
She's called her name is Aura Bell Art, by the way, if anyone knows her or wants to see. She's doing NFTs right now. She's doing super well.
Nice.
But she doesn't do Tezos. She only does Ethereum.
Okay.
Yeah. And so she contacted me and she told me actually no, she was posting stories of her pieces, and she was writing, sold for amount of ETH, and I looked at it, I saw it go, for some weeks, and I never really, I was like, what is this? I don't know what it is. Cryptocurrency. I have no idea. I don't even want to get into it.
Right.
And little by little, I was like, it really seems like, it's working out. And, she's like, people are engaging. They seem, like there's actually real people. It's not like, usually on Instagram, you post something, you get 3 bots, you get,
Yeah.
no one cares. And I was seeing her and I was like, she's doing so well. People seem to be, they're here, they exist. So I asked her about it.
Yeah.
And that's when it all started. And she was like, let's just call each other. Let's just make a call. So she called me and we talked about it. So she explained to me the NFT world. And that's where I was like, okay, I've been doing this for that long, so might as well just do that too. Try to do something else, like, since it seems to be working for some people, and I've
Right.
been, so might as well. So yeah, that's how it all kind of started. And then I followed some of her advice, and then I just launched myself in the NFT thing, and just trying to, make networking through Twitter, try to meet people, and then little by little, you actually meet so many amazing artists, and you discover so much, like, art that you didn't even know existed, or that you didn't even know, people were doing that. And
Right.
it opens a whole world, it's crazy.
It is, and it's very interactive too. I think that's
Ah.
one of my favorite parts about it too. It's yeah, there's just a lot of there's a lot of excitement and eagerness to, kind of meet people, and some of that's networking, that you have to do, but it doesn't feel like work when you really, start to make real connections. And
Yeah, not at all. It felt like the beginning was really like, just being on Twitter, chit-chatting, meeting new people, and it's pretty awesome. This, this since I started art seriously and here in Canada, and I just started by myself, I never really there was groups of artists, on this, there's like a Vancouver artist group on Discord or things like this, but it was never it was really hard to make connections actually with personal connections with artists and
yeah,
people. And yeah, and then I started going on Twitter, just being like, hi, I just started doing NFTs, and suddenly, a whole wave of people being super welcoming, super nice, and sharing with you, and it was crazy. Never, had this before, so it was really, really good start.
Mr. Gingy says meeting people is one of the best bits. Been amazing. Never
Mm,
had any
mm,
arty
mm, mm.
friendos, but now know so many damn people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I've kind of, I feel really fortunate here in Vegas to have kind of gone out in the early 2000s and found like an open mic scene where
Mm,
at the time it was like a lot of poetry,
mhm,
slam poetry and music, and kind of developed like some good friendships in that community, and that spilled over into the arts world, and this arts district kind of developing here. But it can be really intimidating when when you kind of maybe make a pivot or you move to a new place where you know you didn't grow up with the people that are there anymore, or like when I started to do more photography and more of that kind of thing, and it's like starting over. And I think there's like and maybe it's an imaginary barrier, but there's this kind of sense that if you're physically approaching like somebody, that there's they're gonna think like, who is this guy coming up out of nowhere, like,
yeah,
who do
yeah,
you
yeah.
think you are? We've got a thing going on. And I think, again, it could just be my own personal social anxiety, but that wall is a little less,
Mhm.
maybe
Yeah,
you
definitely,
don't see the
definitely.
wall, or there's something about kind of, yeah, the internet chats and stuff that's a little less intimidating. And I think maybe for yeah, so now I'm kind of stuck between like, okay, I've got all this like fun stuff going on. How do I explain it to the people that I do know? And like, how do I remember like learning about NFTs and being like, oh my gosh, like not only can I, link my photography or art, music, whatever to the blockchain, and like that makes so much sense to me, but
Mhm.
I have all these friends that like are, they do amazing art, and like, but I don't know how to approach them. It's like, it feels so weird. It's like, hey,
Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like crypto, and it's like, nope,
Yeah,
nope,
yeah,
nope.
yeah, exactly that.
But anyway, but it's really cool to meet all these people. So, but
Y-
yeah,
y- Yeah, it's actually that's a good thing that you're saying, that it's really hard to, because you're happy, you want to share I met so many new people, I met so many new artists, I did this, I did that, but for example, I want to tell my brother about uh the NFTs and everything that I'm doing, but you know it's really hard to explain and to say, and I hear myself explaining it, and I feel like people are like, oh, it sounds like you're in a cult and stuff like this. I
yeah,
remember telling my brother, I was like, yeah, but you guys should look into NFT, Hiketnuk, I think you'd like it, da, da, da. And they were like, whoa, you're sponsored or what, and stuff like this. And I was like, like, it's hard to just say it. You're just being genuine, but
yeah,
because there's crypto and people have like this uh bias or whatever it is, that it's kind of sketchy.
Right.
So as soon as you bring it up, and especially if you say, I got so many new friends, the
Right.
combination of these things, it makes it sound to, people that don't know about crypto, it makes it sound kind of sketchy, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and you do have I mean, I think we were talking about it on the last week.
Mhm.
You have a lot of new people coming into the crypto space because of art, and
Mhm.
this is like it's so good for. I think it's so good for the crypto community in general to have that injection of just a new group of people, and I think that are expressive and creative, and it can go a lot of different ways for the positive, but uh, on the other hand, that's a lot of new people who are just getting started learning about kind of like the security aspect of it and
Yes.
making sure that you're practicing what they call like good hygiene
Yeah.
security wise, and I think then you start to see people getting scammed and leaving the crypto space with these bad stories, and so it's kind of also up to us as a community to make sure that we're talking about that with people, um, and making it easy, just and basic stuff. Not everybody has to be a super shadowy coder or whatever
Yeah, 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 yeah.
to know this stuff. It's just taking the time to make sure that you're keeping your art and your money kind of secure.
Hmm.
Um, and I think once that I know that will come with time, and once that starts happening more and more, and it becomes more of like a regular kind of
Yeah.
almost initiation process of like just make sure this is going on, understand how much responsibility is in your hands because you're not using a bank or a gallery. uh, Once that kind of happens, I think the tide will turn a little bit more into like, okay, maybe it's not such a shady space, or
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I think it will change. This would definitely change a lot of things because every day you witness just browsing Twitter, you witness someone that got stole like their money stolen or
sure.
you know. But there's also uh because there is this big gap between uh illustrator or artists that do NFTs or that are okay with NFTs and then the ones that are against.
Right.
So they also the ones like the crowd that is more against NFTs says also that NFT makes it easier to steal art, and the artist isn't aware because they don't do NFTs, so they don't necessarily notice. But the thing is, in my opinion, little by little, it's the opposite because with NFTs, you can always trace. Like that's the whole point of
Sure.
NFTs is that, so little by little, more artists go in, and then it'll be more and more easy to flag, whoever is stealing art, rather
Right.
than in the non-NFT world where you can just steal art and resell it, like it happens every day, like all the
Yep.
time.
Yep.
So yeah, I think also this side, if it was, but it's hard to explain, right?
It is.
Especially if the person is already really against it, they're already kind of stubborn about it. So it's really hard to say, for example, yeah, the art thief thing is really like NFT would help to get rid of or to, belittle or make this less than if there wasn't NFTs at the end of the
Right.
day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's things that I try to explain, when people try to confront but never, I'll always try to stay, cordial and,
Sure.
not like, because there's a lot of like people get hostile quick in this topic.
Yeah, that's true.
So always trying to stay like polite and explain, and if they're that much against it, then there's not much, maybe later they'll realize, but I'm not gonna go argue and insult someone online, then you know what I mean,
Right. Right.
because this happens a lot. I see this happening a lot, and it's it makes it harder sometimes for us to to explain if you know if everyone's just insulting each other. And but anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any inroads. It's better to to stay away from those arguments, and yeah, just to
Mm-hmm.
let the proof be in the pudding, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah. If someone is just, gonna raise concerns or ask questions, like it's nice to explain to them, but
Right.
so then they maybe eventually they'll understand and they'll stop, raising these questions and be more confident about the NFT thing. But if the person is, there's so many art accounts that are, they even say in their bio and stuff like anti-NFT, blocking all the NFT accounts, blah, blah, blah. These people, there's no point,
Right.
I
Yeah.
think, for now at least.
Right. And I don't know if it's a fair comparison, but in my mind, I jump to stuff I've read about, whether it's photography or art history, where there's a shift of some kind dramatically with the aesthetic of art or of photography, and there's a whole giant group of artists who are basically like, that is not art. What we do is art. And um, so I I think it seems like a natural comparison to me. I'm sure there's arguments against that, but it seems fair to me to say that this is just. I think this is a big shift, and I don't think it's fully understood yet. And there's a lot of people that are resisting that change. And there's a good portion of people that hey, let's wait it out and see what happens before I put anything into it. So
Yeah,
and that's valid too. So Spoo Twitch channel said the art theft argument is kind of like saying t-shirts are responsible for art theft. That's it, right?
Yeah, it's really like it doesn't even.
Yeah,
It doesn't even. Yeah.
It doesn't hold water.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Gingy says, had that so many times from people saying, sorry, need to block all your NFT posts. A couple months later, they always talk about NFTs and all that's happening, and it makes me giggle. That's right. Just got to wait them out.
Yeah, literally.
And, and I think I try to, like when I try to tell my coworkers about like this stream and stuff, it can be hard sometimes, but I want people to come here mostly to meet new artists and to see artwork and to like get inspired to create. So, I labeling the show Tezos-Artcast like kind of pigeonholes it into a crypto podcast, and I realize that, but I'm cool with it. But I hope people come and check it out to see like, oh, okay, like I'm here for the art, and that's the focus. And I think a lot of artists who are making art, like that's their main thing is, they're here to create. And NFTs and being part of a blockchain community is kind of like, it goes along with this particular creative process right now. Like it's another tool in the bag to communicate with other people. And I think that's another thing that more and more will kind of become more natural, where it's like, it's just, it's what you do when you make a game. You make NFT assets for the game. Like you don't have to sell the whole thing on the blockchain, but assets, that makes sense. Like let the customer own the piece. And I think it'll be more everyday thing, as opposed to like, oh, you're an NFT artist and I'm not. Like it'll be like, oh, do you use NFTs? I don't, but that's cool that you do. I don't like them, but hey, whatever. It's just a tool.
Yeah. If it was like this, yeah, that's exactly what I, would want to be like. It's not like being an NFT artist, right? It's just being an artist that's using or doing NFTs, selling NFTs.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't, never call myself NFT artist. You know what I mean? Like, there's no, to me, it's just art. We're all artists or illustrators, and some of them do NFT, some of them don't. But yeah, but I think it's nice. I know a couple of people on Twitter that don't do NFTs, but that are actually, still that I met through, not through NFTs, but because of my Twitter grew quite a bit since doing NFTs. So I still met other artists, and seeing that they still like and support, my work and my drawings, even though they don't do NFTs, is a really nice. And I'm
Yeah.
hoping to see more of this, because usually, if you, I always get anxious or some kind of stress when well, I mean, nothing crazy, but when I see some artist that I really like or some art, and I'm like, I want to retweet it, but then, they might get offended because I know that they don't do NFT, so they're probably against it. So if I do this, or if I say something, then they're probably going to block me, or, or someone in the NFT world might comment, and then they're going to block us. So I almost like hold back on
Right.
sharing with, so it's nice to see when some artists that don't do NFTs are completely okay with other artists that do NFTs, because
Yeah.
I feel like it's rare.
Sure. Sure.
But yeah.
Well, if we could, I'd love to just pick your brain real quick. I know we've been chatting for a while. I don't want to hold you up
Mhm.
too much, but if we could just talk about your art a little bit
Yeah.
and your style, and if I don't know if you can share your screen and maybe share some of your work. I've kind of had it in the background here and browsing it, but and maybe talk about the giveaway.
Oh, yes. So actually, it's on my other. So yeah, I wanted to talk about this. I have another hen account.
Okay.
It is a little bit of a mess, but if
No
I can
worries.
still share it. The name is. Wait. I can't find it.
Are you able to share your screen?
I'm gonna. I never did this, but let's see.
Okay.
So if I. Okay, I'll try.
If not, if not, I can look it up and we can browse it from my side. But
Okay. Well, I think I can try actually. Share
okay.
screen.
Yep.
All right.
It should ask you for some permissions or something up at the top, which window you want to share exactly.
Oh, I can choose a tab. That's nice. Okay, I'll just share my. Is it working?
And then let me know when you're ready for me to share the screen. Yeah, because
Oh.
I have control to add it.
Oh yeah.
So.
Okay. Okay. I'll just go on the page and then I'll.
And then anybody in the chat, just so you know, we're doing a giveaway. Yes, Mr. Gingy. Mr. Gingy says, I'm about to go mad if stuff's for sale there. We're going to post the address shortly here, NFT Raider. And then can I share the link to the kind of the more links, the card link as well?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So if you want to check out kind of multiple accounts that Femiki has, you can check out femiki.card.co, and that's 2 R's in card. I found that really helpful and nice kind of all-encompassing little link. And I'm going to be buying a sticker. I'm just telling you right now. I was very excited by that. Okay, are you ready for the screen share? Okay.
Yes, already.
Perfect. Here we go. Ooh.
Okay, so can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
So this is the piece I wanted to give to the listeners.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So this is actually a ballpoint pen drawing that I made in a sketchbook. Yeah, and so I go through a lot of process. I usually just downscale them like up to like 10% of the original size, and then I just it's kind of hard to explain, but then I just like put them back to like 300% of the small size, and it gives this nice dither effect. And then I can just play with it and choose the colors. Like for example, here there's a we can see 3 colors. There's a dark blue, then a little less dark, and then a light grain blue here.
Yeah.
And then there's the neon yellow. And so these effects, are, I just kind of just play with it until I get to something that I like. So same for the text.
Right.
And then there's like little dither gradient here. So yeah, I thought this one maybe would be a good one to give. I made it last night.
That is beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that you like it. I made several versions. I might put the other one. It's just different colors, but I really like this one because I love the neon when it pops. You can really see, like on this one too, you can really see the neon yellow that pops, and I really love this.
Yeah. That and that for whatever reason, looking at that the giveaway piece,
Mm-hmm.
that expression on her face is so like emotive. Like it gives it really translates a feeling to me anyway.
Yeah.
That it's just it's I
Well,
don't have a lot to say about it. It just but it makes me
thank
feel
you.
some kind of way, as they say.
Well, that's really nice to hear. Actually, I think I took a photo selfie and
Nice.
and I drew that, and so yeah, thank you. Because I was trying to do, it was like a challenge of doing one drawing every day, and so I was doing ink, and I was trying to challenge myself to just draw without doing any sketch or anything, just like draw with the pen, without deleting or erasing or doing a sketch. So that means a lot to know that I can get feelings in this, even without like shaping the drawing that much in the beginning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, thank you.
No, absolutely. Drop your wallet address in the chat so we can send you some one of these beautiful pieces that Femiki's been so generous to provide for us. It's really appreciate that.
So there's 10. I give 10, and then there's 10 that per purchase if ever anyone wants for one tez.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you. So I did this account because it's more like little drawings that I reworked, but I wanted to kind of just have them as goodies. Like they're cheaper than my original or other pieces on my official account. They're more like we can say they're more like little sketches, but I still I'm pretty happy with some of them. So that's why I made this account on the site. Thank you. This one too, actually, I did on ink pen, and then I dithered it through. I love doing the traditional drawing with ink or pencil, and then like putting it through several processes and ended up having some this
so that that effect, that dithering effect, I just assumed, because I've worked with a couple of different programs and stuff. I just assumed it was a filter. Is it a dither filter, or are you kind of explain like blowing it up, shrinking it down? So is this some other method you're using where you're kind of manually getting a dither effect?
Yeah, I guess it would be. I mean, I don't really know what manually could be, but yeah. So actually, it's through like on Photoshop. There's a save for web option.
Yeah.
And so usually that's where I do a lot of the work. So, for example, this piece or this drawing was just like a normal like ink. Actually, maybe I can show it. If I go on another window, is it going to show anything?
Here, I'm gonna switch back so you can find it if you'd like. It might if you switch windows, you might have to manually switch or something in the browser.
if I can find it. But
couple of
yeah.
people in the chat already jumped on that page and bought a few things. I see. This is great.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, that's really nice. Oh, actually, yeah, my computer is really a big mess. My files are all over the place, so
No
it's kind of
worries.
hard to find things. But well, anyway, if I can explain, maybe I can explain. Yeah. So for example, for the B one, I would just take a photo of the drawing, and then through Save for Web, you can reduce the size. So I put it in really, really, really small, like 10% of the size. So it's like a tiny little rectangle.
Oh.
And then I save this, and then I open this again in Save for Web, and then I put like 400% of the size. So it really shows all the pixels because the image was shrunk. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Okay.
And and from there you can change the dithering, or you can have no dithering, which would just make it. It would just make it like a really bad definition, photo. But then with a dithering, it does this effect or this dither effect, and so I can choose what kind. Like you can kind of just play with the settings and have different type of. So for the B, for example, here, I don't know if I can still. Oh, there I am. It's like a more of a pattern dithering, so you can see that it's making, it almost looks like cross stitching, like it's making little X's here, and VS just like a normal dithering. I probably have not the right terms at all, but which this one is.
This is great because and it's good that I think sometimes if you don't have quite the right term, it maybe is better because like for someone like me that also doesn't know the right terms, like you're working your way around it, and so I think I kind of grasp it a little better even. So you're good.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. So for this one, it's just like, yeah, it's more normal dithering, so or whatever that means. So there's, I don't really know if you can really, I don't know how to explain the difference. This one is more of a pattern dithering, and this one is more of like a normal.
Right.
So this one is more little dots, and this one you see it's even here in the orange, it's making more like little patterns with the crosses here. But anyway, so there's several settings that I can just change and play with, and then change the colors and then remove colors. Usually they all have a limited amount of colors, and then if needed, or if I want to, I also draw, like make pixel art by hand, like on the. I don't have an example on. Oh yeah, actually on this one, I made the little sparkles, and then the frame.
Yeah.
Just drawn on after I was done with the edit.
Nice. Did you now again? This is just my own pure curiosity. Like you said that, like for instance, the giveaway is a ballpoint pen sketch that you did. Then would you scan that in? Is it a scan? Is it a picture of the thing, like to get it into Photoshop and kind of do what you want to do with it? Because I was intimidated for years by programs like Inkscape and Illustrator, so I always stayed away from them. And now I'm starting to use them more often, but that's something I just keep forgetting to do, is like try to actually translate something that I've drawn onto the computer, because again it seems totally intimidating for some reason. So is it how are you going about that? Is it, again, I've heard so many different ways, so I'm curious what your
yeah, but I think it depends. Well, for example, for this one you can see here there's a line. So that's actually the middle of the sketchbook,
okay.
So because I drew her on 2 pages. And so for this one, I think it was a photo, but because when I made these ballpoint pens, I was also sharing them on social media, so I had already kind of just edited them all pretty, you know. So I usually, I mean, scan is good too, but you always get, because of the sketchbook, you always get this like line thing, so it's kind of annoying with a scanner. It actually gets worse. So I think for this one, I think I took a photo with my phone and then I edited it, you know, to look more clean. But I still left this line. But I think it looks
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah, no, it does. It kind of reminds me of uh, well, because it's on an eyebrow.
Mhm.
I ran into a door once and I made a really badass scar. I
Yeah,
wish it was more prominent now, but it healed up really well, which for most people would be like the ideal. But you know, this particular scar, it was like just right on my eyebrow, and it looked so cool. It was like I could almost be like Vanilla Ice without having to, you know, anyway.
yeah, no, eyebrow scars are cool. I agree.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Well, some people shave, you know, or like make a little dent or whatever, like a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
on purpose. So yeah, I think it's um yeah, so yeah, for this one I think I took a photo, but it really depends. This one too, actually, the little wolf is actually most of these are sketches in my sketchbook, and I think most of these I actually took a photo rather than scanning them.
Okay.
But scanning is also, it's also good because you can, when you scan the photo, you can get or the drawing, you can get like more grain of the, like, even
Yeah.
of the paper that's behind, and so I like doing that too.
Well, I think I know what I'm experimenting with today. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's. Do you draw like do you sketch?
I do a little bit. I've always kind of considered myself like, I like to say that I have, let's see, I have a cake that has 20 slices of cake, but I've only got 10 fingers. So I'm like, I'm always trying to get myself into all 20 of these pieces of cake, but I, I do a little bit of everything, but I do like to do some sketching sometimes. I get frustrated really easily with it because I like the way that, like, I love the way certain art looks, and so I expect so much of myself.
Yeah.
Um, but I've worked through some of that, so I have a little sketchbook that I would love to translate into the digital space to try and like work on more. Or um, there's a guy I follow on YouTube called The Craftsman. I don't know if you've heard of him. He has a YouTube show called Steady Craftin'. If you haven't seen any of it, I highly recommend it. This guy is like my spirit animal, but he also kind of does a little everything. And one of his creative tips on like character creation for sculpting was to kind of, you know, draw the outline of something in one particular shape that you like, and then if you can get that scanned in, you can replicate it so that you can like, oh, okay, I'm going to change this face here, but that way you don't have to redraw the body a bunch of
Yeah.
times. And
Yeah.
I have a problem with consistency, that, or being consistent that way. So
Yeah, I understand that.
little tips like that and little things that I've heard I'd like to try more of. And I see the effect that some people get like with coloring and like the shading. Like when I look at your like your lamb
Mm-hmm.
with the bell, that like the color and everything, it's so simple, but at the same time like it's super effective. And so just, yeah, so a little sketching, little this, little that. um
Yeah,
yeah
multi task.
yeah yeah exactly. um I don't share a lot of that stuff though, just because again, it's not stuff I'm super comfortable with. So I share more of my photography. I started working with more like glitch art stuff,
Yeah.
which it's been fun. So
Well,
yeah.
I saw the GIF that you made for just the for our stream with my with this image.
Oh yeah.
A little. Anyway, it was really cool.
Thank you. Yeah, and you know what? The guest that we had on last week, Alex Ayers, she makes Noise Deck, and that's what I use to do some of the flyers and stuff. And
Oh,
yeah, I thought,
I can look
yeah,
it up.
I was excited about that that flyer too. I was like, ooh,
Yeah,
this was not so intentional, but I am so happy right now.
I didn't know about Noise Deck. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, it's noisedeck.app, I think is
Mm-hmm.
and there's a free
Cool.
version that's awesome, and then they have a pro version that has some extra stuff, but it's a lot of fun to play with. Um, happy owner of Famiki's first piece, never leaving my collection. Yes.
Oh, who is this?
Nice.
Can I go back on the?
That's Mr. Gingy.
Oh, yes. Actually, Genji got my. Maybe I can show it. Got my very first piece. This one.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
oh, it's still. I thought it was. Yeah. And that's also a super dithered digital drawing that I had made actually. And
Nice.
yeah, it's actually Genji who introduced me to Hiken because at first I was doing just Ethereum stuff or on like Wearable and etc. And Genji talked to me about this new cool website and this clean coin. So
Yeah.
right away I was like, oh yeah, I want that. I want to do that. And I saw the website and I was like, yeah, that's awesome. You know, it was well, it's how it always was, right? It's like simple and oh, it is a gift, or is it just slow? Yeah, it was kind of hard to navigate, or hard to look up for things, but that's what we liked at the beginning.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, I got super attracted right away, and I started doing, and then Gigi supported me right away, and it was great. Well, another example of someone that I just met that is super supportive of me and my art, and him too, by the way. He's been doing really great stuff on Hiket Nunk, interactive pieces that are great.
Nice. Excellent. We'll have to check that out too.
Yeah.
And then Diverted Mind says Special Blue Crab is definitely my fave.
Oh yeah. So yeah, so this is actually from a little collection that I'm doing. It's called Sumi Inked, and so it's a series. So this is the last one that I made, the little piggy.
Yeah.
And it's a series of animals with tattoos, and then they have rarity levels, and the tattoos have like different theme. So this one is like a love theme. So there's like a little angel piggy here, a little love letter. And anyway, so for the crab was actually the first one that I released, this one. And then when they sell out, there's like a secret version that's unlocked, and it's airdropped it's raffled to be airdropped to some of the collectors. So for example, the crab here was a rare, so he was rare, so there was 15 of them, and when it sold out, I made this one. 3 of them got airdropped got raffled to 3 of the collectors. And actually it sold once on secondary, which was crazy to Plop, who is an amazing person too. And
Nice.
so I made this one. This version is a night version.
Oh, that's cool. The glow in the dark ink.
Yeah, and
Nice.
This one is dithered too, because the previous one is actually just an illustration without any dither. And so for the art versions, I rework them a lot, and look, see, this one is just like a normal illustration. Oh, yeah. And then this one is dithered, or more like pixelated.
That's really cool. And it's funny because you would almost think that like intuitively, I guess I would think, oh, you would do maybe the more like lo-fi one as like the more rare one, or the less rare one, and
Yeah,
then the
yeah,
full illustration as like super rare. But I like that it doesn't do that. Like that it like intuitively I'm like, oh, it would just be this way and this way, but
yeah. I understand, and but it's not even really. I mean, sometimes some of them are planned. Like while I'm finalizing the main one, I come up with another version, and I'm like, oh, this is the one I'll put for the secret. But
yeah.
some of them, they I didn't plan them, and so I just make it, and it just kind of happens without, So sometimes, I'm like, oh, maybe this one would have been better, but at the end of the day, no, I think they're good like this, because they're, for example, this one is actually because I tried to write a little story for each of them, so the little crab just comes out once in a while, and they're rare, and then the night crab actually never comes out. There's only 3 of them that come out, and that's why they glow in the dark, and that's why they're more rare,
Yeah,
stuff like this.
yeah.
And so yeah, I wanted to keep the main one more of a illustrated style, but maybe it'll evolve differently,
Yeah.
because the last one looks a little bit different, maybe. Or me too, I have trouble with consistency. But I'm trying.
No, yeah. No, it's great. Now, oh, can you tell me about? Okay, so Halloween, there's something going on, right?
Yes,
Can
yes.
you talk about that a little bit? Because I think that was another thing. I don't know exactly where I saw it or how I saw it, but uh, that excited me. Like the possibility of kind of like these like drops in the future, and
Yes, yes.
yeah,
So yeah, well, that's also something that happened without, like, I made an illustration, and then while playing with it, editing it, I just came up with more versions, and I was like, this one's great, I have to keep it, and this one too, and this one too, and this one too, and then there's too many, and
yeah,
and so I made these. So I'm gonna open both. So these two. So that's the. I don't even know how to explain, but so these two are like little tokens. For now, they look like this. So there's a black and white one, and there's a pink one.
yeah,
And so you can buy. This one is gone, but this one is still there. And actually, this one is. So when anyone buys this one, the black and white DK Queen, in Halloween, you're gonna receive another version that's like the real illustration that I made of it, but like edited. Like it's similar to this one, but it's different. Well, you'll see it on Halloween. So anyone that buys this piece, I dropped it, I think, in June or in July.
yeah,
And so I like the idea of people having to wait that long, to receive the final piece, because then maybe they forgot about it, and then when they receive it, it's like, oh, nice little surprise.
absolutely a little delayed gratification.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that. I want to do more of that. If people are willing also to, follow my journey for, over like a couple months, like here, that would be like 3 or 4 months. That's nice
Yeah,
when this happens, obviously. And so I have several versions of this one. So there's gonna be like the finished actual illustration is gonna be on sale, but this black and white version, that's more high definition and bigger and more worked on than this DK Queen, is gonna be airdropped to everyone that owns her. And then for this one, every holder will be entered in a raffle to win the the actual colored finished high definition illustration. So this one is an entry for a raffle with a colored illustration, and this one gets you for sure the black and white high definition illustration. So there's going to be 2 or 3 more versions.
Nice.
of this one that are not pixelated, that are actually like an illustration. So yeah,
That's cool.
so it's really hard to deal with this stuff because I'm kind of all over the place and I make so many different versions, and I try to make the plans to make them, for people to get all of them or to see all of them, but it's hard to explain. So that's nice that I can kind of talk about it, even though maybe I made it more confusing.
No,
But
I mean, I think it's a really cool way of kind of like, again, uh, being able to like create different versions, because you might not have that one aha moment where you're like, oh, this is it. You might want to, where can I go from here, and find something that's, again, aha. So it's a nice way of it's like gamification a little bit, where you're kind of able to have multiple versions that you've made and are happy with, and then also, kind of creating these other aspects again, where people are like, I can tell you that since I got one of these, that it's in the back of my mind. I'm waiting, and especially because it's on Halloween and this is like a skull thing. For whatever reason, it's just stuck, and I'm just waiting, and I can't wait. It's exciting. So every couple weeks, I'm like, oh yeah, Halloween's coming up soon. All right. So if it's all a mess on your end, we don't know anything.
Yeah,
we
exactly.
don't have a clue. It looks like a perfectly orchestrated, well thought out plan here. So
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. That means a lot.
yeah. So the illusion, it's holding. It's holding. You're
Okay,
good.
perfect. Well, I have them ready. Actually, I worked on them already, and I can't wait. I keep seeing them and being like, I want to do it now, but it's not a Halloween yet.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe within the time that Halloween arrives, maybe I'll work on it more, and then I'll get even more who knows?
That's right. It could be like one of those things that goes forever.
Yeah.
Like twice a year, there's a Halloween raffle and a New Year's raffle, and it's always the Queen of Decay, and when she finally decays to nothing, then it's actually the end of the world. So
that's
the fate of the world might be in your hands, Femiki.
Wow, I like this conclusion.
The power of illustration.
Through the Queen of Decay. But
yes.
I'm pretty happy with. I've been trying to get to NFT, like starting NFTs, I think, and seeing so many other artists and sharing with so many other artists also allowed me to really start doing, like, for example, I've always wanted to do I've always kind of done like little dark stuff, but never really exactly what I wanted. And then I was also getting stopped by my skills. Like sometimes I wanted to do things, but the skill's not there, so you're stuck and you have your idea, but you can't make it exactly like you want. But now I can do more because of all the work on the comic and everything. The skills kind of just got better without me really noticing. So sometimes I try to draw something and I'm like, wow, it worked,
Yeah.
So now I can really start to make what I was always been wanting to make, So that's just the beginning of me trying to, or me doing what I've always wanted to. So I think I'm definitely gonna make more stuff and dig into this style, this like dither kind of dark, but also kind of cute, kind of style. So yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I think I have one more question for you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, if you had to eat one food for the rest of your life and you were stuck on that food, what would it be?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is fries.
Okay.
But that's kind of, yeah, I would never say no to fries.
Okay, and with fries, does that apply even if you don't have dipping sauce?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're okay. Then it's legit, because I was gonna say, if you take away dipping sauces and you can't hang with the fries, then I don't think it's really fries.
No,
So
yeah, it's
you're a real fry
real.
lover.
Yeah, even if it's been here for some days. No, like the McDonald's fry the day after. Well, it's been a while since I didn't do that, but any fries I eat. I love fries.
Right? Okay. I used to love dipping it in like a chocolate shake, like a
Oh
Wendy's chocolate.
wow.
That was
I
like my
never did
mom
this.
always did that. Like you get like the Wendy's chocolate, whatever they're called. It's like like a little Wendy's shake, and then
Yeah.
she get fries and just dip it right in there, and
Wow.
oh man, that's delicious.
Maybe I should try that. There's a Wendy's not too close, not too far from my place.
Definitely should. A frosty, that's what it's called. Thank you, Diverted Mind. Uh, yeah, I think the whole chat is on board with your French fry suggestion. Diverted Mind's also saying midnight McDonald's fries. Oh.
Yeah, actually Costco. I don't know if it's only in Canada, Costco, but the
Yeah.
fries from Costco are the best I've ever had. If anyone has a Costco around.
Really? And that's like for like throwing them in the oven?
Uh, no,
Are they like
actually, you
frozen
can
French
buy.
fries?
You can like they have like a area where you can get food. They actually sell like hot dogs
Oh,
and
right.
pizzas and when
Their
you go
French
shop.
fries are legit.
Yeah, their French fries is the best. So good.
Wow, that is new to me. I have a Costco nearby, so
Oh, perfect.
and
Yeah, if
I don't
ever
think
you.
I remember when I was a kid getting pizza at the
Yeah.
Costco, but I don't think I ever tried the fries. The poutine and hot dogs, Nifty Mickey is saying, are on point.
Oh,
Pro
yeah.
tip.
There is poutine. I actually don't. Well, actually, I talking about dipping sauces. I don't really like sauce.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I would dip my. I like mustard and ketchup. Like, I would dip my fries in ketchup, but having like the poutine like all on top of my fries, I don't like because then the fries, they're not crispy anymore, and there's the cheese and the gravy, and I just want my fries. So poutine. Mm, but maybe I should try a better one, but not too into it.
Yeah, I'm pescatarian, so when I discovered poutine, because we don't like Americans and poutine are not like best of friends, or they just never
Yeah.
made its way down here for some reason.
Yeah.
But when someone introduced me to poutine, I was like, "Oh, that sounds great, but gravy,
Yeah.
I can't have it." And
Oh.
we actually found a recipe for a yellow. It was yellow curry poutine, like a yellow curry veggie poutine, and we made it at home, and it was pretty good.
Oh yeah, that sounds pretty good actually. I like curry too. Maybe I can try that out.
Right. So, well, I really like. You're welcome to hang out. We probably spend like a half hour for the rest of the show, like looking at more art and stuff. So you're welcome to hang out with us as we do so.
Mhm.
Did you want to touch base on anything else or any of the other projects that you've got going on before we kind of transition?
Um. Well, mainly just wanted to thank you guys for having me and thank everyone for being here. And if anyone wants to link up on Twitter, I'm here anytime. And
Awesome.
yeah, and thank you also to everyone who hosted. Like I know Jinji is here, and Nifty Mickey is also amazing, and anyone that I know that's listening, thank you for appreciating me, and also appreciate you so much.
Thank you. And again, it's been really cool talking to you and getting to know you. I can't wait to see what happens on Halloween.
Me too.
And I'm looking forward to the comic too. That sounds like a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of
Yes.
comics popping up on NFT comic projects are starting to pop up too. So that's kind of
Yeah.
cool seeing that. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day. I know you're busy, so
Thank you. Nope, it was really nice. It's always nice because I always get anxious. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna, sound stupid and stuff. But then when we have a little conversation, it makes me happy to share with new people and to meet new people. And yeah, nice to meet you, by the way.
Absolutely. Good to meet you too. And stay in touch. And yeah, we'll keep track of what's going on with you. And yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll talk soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. You're awesome.
You
We'll
too.
talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Awesome. That was so much fun. Thank you, Femiki. You are awesome. The best. Wait, what? There I am. Whoa. Wow. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and that was great to have Femiki on. I've been following her work for a little while, and yeah, she's just phenomenal. So that style is like no other. So yeah, you can find her again, femiki.card, CARRD.co. I think everyone in the chat at the moment is well aware of her work. But in case you're watching later on, femiki.carrd.co or henlink.hic.link/femiki. That's 1K. I was misspelling it for a little while. Yeah, so chat, you're awesome, and make sure you've left your address in the chat so that you can get one of these Femiki originals. We'll send it over. She sent me 10 copies to give out to people who are watching the show, and then the rest will be available on her alternate account over at what is it? Mickey? Yeah. Oh yes. Gingy says Hen Next is a nice tool to see what's on sale, or you can kind of follow different addresses and stuff. I believe, is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Gingy. So also, I wanted to mention there was a love Hen Next. Yes. What's up, Loop Delayla? Oh, Layla. What's up? Perfect. I got the text, or got the message. Daddy.tez. Perfect. Excellent. Let me turn this music back up a little bit here. Okay. That was fun. I'm still just kind of like, wow. There's so much cool stuff. What I was going to talk about was there's so many marketplaces right now. Hic et Nunc is still, to me, it's the primary place I go. There's so many cool developer tools that the community's developed around it, and had first go, and it's awesome. But also, I'm loving that there's so much popping up. There's at least 2 projects that I know of that are in development for marketplaces. But then, we've got Hic et Nunc right now, and Calumet are definitely 2 like primaries. Object.bid, well, object.com now, which acts as kind of a universal marketplace. Bazaar Market, been a little quiet in their Discord. Not sure what's happening there, but we'll see. And then one that I've been kind of following a little bit closer, see what's going on, is ByteBlock. And ByteBlock is definitely early days. The platform's evolving every day, and I've liked going into their Discord because they've got a nice little they've got some like lazy auctions going on in their Discord that are kind of fun. and pretty straightforward as far as like the minting goes and everything. So I encourage you to check it out. They have Wednesdays and Saturdays, which is pretty late for me. So it's a different time zone, so it's a little late. But you can post some of you can mint there, post, and do a little lazy auction action, and it's fun. And I like that there's these different marketplaces popping up, because you have new artists who are sticking to one marketplace, or they'll experiment a little bit with, say, posting, a one of one on Calumet, and then maybe doing like a photography series on ByteBlock, or doing glitch art and experimental art on Hen. And so there's I think there's a lot to be gained by trying out the different platforms. I don't think there's anything to lose in it. If nothing else, you're going to meet some new artists who are using that platform. So go check out byteblock.art if you haven't already. I made some links at our homepage of resources for artists and collectors. Basically, it's under Tezos links, and here's all of the marketplaces on Tezos right now. So you've got Hen, Bazaar, One of, Calumet, ByteBlock, NFT Button, that's a new one that I didn't mention, Object.com, Truzy, and Radeon.fm. So you've got music. One of is yet to launch. I will make that side note. But yeah, lots of cool stuff. And then I've got some cool, fun projects that I'm following, and I'd like to add your project. So throw me a quick mention if you've got. And by projects, I mean like Pop Twig is a great NFT blog that's based around Hen. Tez Frogs. So some of the collectible stuff like Your Cats, Punkdo, Bunny Nights, Drone Squadron, some non-NFT related stuff, Technology, the AI poet on Twitter that Sasha Styles runs. That's pretty awesome. And yeah, so again, wanting to create a place where people can find what's going on Tezos. And then started a section last week called 13 sections or 13 questions a couple weeks ago. So we're able to kind of get a little info on artists who are non-English speaking or just aren't comfortable with the kind of interview format that we have here. So we featured Dead Marcello and asked him 13 questions about himself, give him a little chance to talk about what he's doing and what's going on. And we've got another one. We've got a couple lined up I'm very excited about. So keep your eye out on the tezos-artcast.xyz, tezos-artcast.xyz for that. And you can see all of our back archive stuff. I do want to touch base on what we have on there for this week. I touched on a few earlier, but I found this on object.com. I love this photo. I ended up purchasing it myself. Abducted by BitArt. It's half a Tez. That image is ill. That is dope. I'm sorry, but super sick. I got to see that bigger. That's right up my alley. Wow. That's so cool. It's just everything about it, like the color coordination of the shoes and everything. Hen does need more UFO art. Thank you, NFT Raider. Thank you. Yeah, there's all you've got Paul tokens or whatever. There's some DeFi projects, or one DeFi project that's got aliens, which is automatically gonna just get me involved. So what's another one? Tomorrow Man. I had just found out about this this cat. You are more than your day job. Tomorrow Man. Freaking Pizza Planet. Hello. Sign me up. Elon Musk if you're not going to Pizza Planet, you're not even on my radar. All right? Get your priorities straight. So cool. Fizz Pop. This is a new one. I hadn't been aware of Fizz Pop either. Mr. Gingy would love to see OMG, I Drawed It interviewed. Mr. Gingy, you just turned me on to someone new. Thank you very much. OMG, I Draw It. And I would love, if you have any suggestions for artists or know artists that, or if you're interested in coming on the show and talking about your art or your creations, just reach out to me. I'm more than happy to have more people on. I just want to meet everybody and get to know what's going on with you. OMG, I Drawed It. I'm gonna look that up. Incredible. Tezards. Okay. Tezards. Got it. Tezards. Right. Tezards. Oh, there it is. I found it. Okay. Cool. I will, yeah, that is good stuff. Awesome. What is going on with this? All right. This is another one of my favorites that I ended up buying this week. LA Confidential. I just love this particular image. I love it. It's just like this film noir kind of like European thing going on. The only thing she's missing is a cigarette right there, and that's about it, I think. I know the yellow in this. Yeah, there is a whole series of some different things. Yeah. But this particular one by Ellie Elodie. It's just beautiful. And we've got poetry, more poetry coming out. Blooms, in particular, has been pushing more poetry out. Sasha Stiles, always top of my radar, just because she does some binary, like just the way her brain's working. I just don't. Another level. We interviewed her, and yeah, we just talked forever, and it was awesome. But there's some other more crypto poets or more poetry coming out, and Blooms put this one out, Crypto Poem 1, and it's cryptographically encoded poem. So that's cool. What else? Flagor, of course. We know Flagor's good stuff. Really grad illustration. Love the monochrome, black and white. Ben Roberts, Egghead. This is a trip. This is I found this on Byte Block. Just like alien, egghead, pterodactyl, humanoid, lizard creature. Maybe straight out of OMG, I Drawed It, Tezard universe. Maybe this is like the evil overlord that rules the freaking lizard sphere. But Egghead, Ben Roberts. Yeah, it's fun stuff. But yeah, this is so yeah, check out some of our back editions episodes. When we post this stream, we'll be sure to include some more finds. And if you're finding stuff that you want featured on the site, or you've got something that you're particularly proud of and you want to share it so that we see it on the site, I would love to get more feedback and more input, because this, as far as I'm concerned, this is your show. I just happen to be hosting it. So, tell me what you want other people to see so we can get it out there. Because the Twitter universe, what I'm seeing versus what you're seeing is a lot of times very different. So I'm hoping that the Tezos-artcast blog can kind of be a capture filter that, allows us to see outside of our own little Twitter sphere. Flagor sold out of doubloons today. Someone bought all that left were available. Holy cow. Whew. Yeah, that is wild. The Tezos Pirates project is going off right now. There's a treasure hunt going on. If you own even one pirate, you're getting airdrops. If you weren't realizing you're getting airdrops and you've got Tezos Pirates, check your wallets. You can build a pirate ship, go sail in the seas. That gets you into even more stuff. Some of that stuff's like the materials to build the ship, but he's got a cool thing going on there. I mean, that man puts in some work. There's a lot of people putting in work, don't get me wrong, but seeing him evolve and kind of, he keeps going. Hey, Diverted Mind knows. Tier 3 ship right here. That's right. We're sailing the seas of cheese. And if T-Raider leveled up his ship, that's right. That's awesome. The other project, I started writing. What? Oh my goodness! Now I have to find it again. We started doing adventures. Shoot, it's gone. My web admin skills are called into question now. We will talk about that later. Got Hen Radio going on in the background. Some cool tracks. If you didn't know, we've got our own little playlist down here. Oh, where is it? Playlists. Boom. Right here. Tezos-artcast mixtape number 1. So if you're looking for music, check out the playlist on hen.radio. You might find something you really like in the Tezos-artcast mix. And also, we're getting more people submitting their playlists for official recognition. You got Nomad label here, which is a label that's putting out some music, I guess. So that's cool that they've got like a playlist now. And we love Marcelo, dead or not. So I'm assuming that's a dead Marcelo synth master wizard deal right there. So yeah, really, again, a lot of fun stuff. I don't know if you guys have heard of the, what's it called? There's like I was telling Femiki, there's some, you know what? I forgot to ask her about the name. Femiki, if you're in the chat, tell us about your name. Where did it come from? Golly, that was like the question that beforehand I was like, well, if I forget to ask her anything else. Femiki's here. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Hey, Femiki. How did you get your name? Oh, my gosh. Yeah, like I said, it's like the one question beforehand. I'm like, if I forget to ask, if I don't have any other questions, I'll at least have this one ready to go. Flying by the seat of my pants. Okay, right on. Femiki the Paniki. Right on. Thank you for that. Yeah, says it's my last name's mushed together. We were too busy talking about fries. It's true. Man, love fries though. Paniki actually means bat in Tagalog. Oh, really? Huh. The more you know. I like. You know what? These are the reasons that I love doing this show, because just knowing that one thing makes me love your art even more, and love you as a person even more. It was fine enough that you were a great guest and that you do great art, but now that I know you're Femiki the Bat, I'm hooked. I'm hooked. And it makes the it just ties all of the haunting elements and the mystery together. So, oh, that's funny, or that's awesome. Layla says, "I thought you were just in a constant state of panic." The spookiness. Oh, that's good stuff. All right, let's do a little browsing action real quick. We got about 5 more minutes. We haven't done a drone squadron jam in a while. We got some new people. Anybody in here have a drone squadron that they'd like to battle with? We do live battles sometimes here, a lot of times actually. So let's go to our drone squadrons page, and we can get some drones going. Order and Chaos, who also puts together, is heavily involved in the Hen.radio, runs this really cool collectible project, Drone Squadron Elite. And we like to go in here and do a little 1 versus 1 of our chat peeps in the chat. So if you've got a squadron, I know NFT has got one. I've got one. I have to find out what it is. I'd love to match you up either against a random squadron or against each other. So yeah, if someone wants to start it off, we can battle. Just throw me your object number or your number there. Oh, this is muted. Now we're not even listening to Hen Radio. What's going on here? Let's get it back up and running. Come on, unmute. There we go. 1 of 1, 30 Tez. It's a lot for 1 minute and 19 seconds. Not saying you didn't put a lot of work into it. I'm just saying that's a lot. Woof. What is Deathless Ludasonic? Let's find out. Ooh, I like the album cover already. All right, NFT Raider. 135031. Oh. 135. Yeah. All right. If no one's gonna battle Raider, I'm going random on it. Random. 116862. Here we go. Fight. Okay, we got NFT Raider on the left. Random Squadron on the right. Looks like NFT Raider's killing them. Got the red squadron. These are autonomous drones battling it out. I will show their scanners and systems. Oh yeah, Raider's crushing them. Get him. Sorry guys. Rest in peace, ear users. Oh boy. All right, we're doing a rematch there. Hold on to your ears. All right, here we go. Oh, this is not such an easy battle this time, NFT Raider. Not such an easy battle. Whoop, whoop. Oh, yeah. Come on. Yeah. Not happening this time. You got this one squirrely guy Staying in there. He's pretty powered up, though. I always forget. Hold on. Let me find it. Ah, snaps. See, that's what happens when I'm not paying attention. We'll just look at it. Let's find it. I think I got it in here. The Tickle of Warhol's Fruit. This is my personal collection here. In the Tickle of Warhol's Fruit. If you haven't checked it out, it's an art zine on Hen. There's my femiki right there. One of a couple. Another one. Where's my squadron at? There it is. Let's see. 116658. Actually, that might be the one. Hold on. I'm pretty 116158. 116658. Okay, it was close to it. 116. I was like, did it randomly pick mine? Oh, there's your squad, Spoo. All right. SPU. All right. I'm going to go up against Raider, and the winner of that battle goes up against Spew. All right. Raiders on the left. My Aenov squadron's on the right. We battling it out. That's what we do here. We not only peruse art and meet really awesome people, but we also have autonomous drone battles. Here they go, and it looks like I'm doing pretty good right now, although my guys are just kind of, I don't know what they're doing. But, Order and Chaos has been putting out some great stuff too, outside of his drone project. Worth checking out. He's been our guest as well. It's really hard to be meeting so many great people and not just spend all my tez on all of it. So that's a challenge, but a challenge that I am willing to accept the risks of. You know what, NFT Raider, I don't think our guys want to battle. Yeah, they're cool with just sharing space. Space is a big place, is kind of their motto. It's actually a bumper sticker on all of their ships. Space is a big place. Yeah, they just not worried about it. Turns out there was a mistake, and they just didn't get the memo about painting their ships. So these guys are actually from the same squadron. That's right. Yeah, I think so. Let's see that token. I'll have someone else look at it because I'll accidentally. Okay, there we go. Thank you, NFT Raider. Who's gonna win? Man, it's down to this, huh? It's pretty fun. You can play up to 6 squadrons at a time. There's a weekly tournament, which is just automatically generated. Oh my gosh, this is it. This is crazy. I've never seen it go down like one-on-one this close. I might have it. Oh my, yeah. All right, Spoo, get your squadron ready. This is, I think, the first time I won. All right, Spoo, you'll be on the left-hand side this time, and this will be our final battle, and then we'll all go eat lunch, dinner, or breakfast, depending on where we are in our time zones. Or we can all just eat fries, no matter where we're at. How about that? All right, here we go. Spoo, I see you. I got my eyes on you. My squadron's coming out right now. Woo! That purple You're that purple this time. This is a frantic battle already. This is like a lot more action. 8:30 p.m., Mr. Gingy. All right. It's almost time for a, evening snack of French fries dipped in Wendy's Frosty ice cream. Ooh, man. This is a vicious battle right here. This is like a lot more action-packed than Raider and I. But I don't know. Woo! I'm on a roll. Golly. All right. Well, that was a good time right there. I think this is the first time I've come out victorious more than once. Awesome. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out. This has been a blast. Femiki, you're great. I got your addresses in the chat, and I will send out the good stuff. I will send out this beautiful NFT that we were generously gifted to all the people listening and hanging out. And yeah, we will see you next week, and same time, same place, with another great artist. So tune on in. If you see it, retweet it, appreciate it, sharing is caring. And again, if you've got some stuff or a person in particular that you want me to interview or talk to, please send them my way, or vice versa. And also, if you've got artwork that you want to be seen, send me a link, whether it's yours or whether it's someone else's. I'd love to see it and share it with all of our new friends. And thank you again, especially the people who are in the chat right now. I really appreciate you sticking around and hanging out. Great to have some new folks. Great to have some OGs. Just really great to have you guys. So much love, peace, love, and art forever and ever. Thank you, Femiki. You're a great guest. You guys are awesome. You make it a pleasure every week to do this. I can't thank you enough. All right. Peace out, y'all. I'll see you soon. Yeah.